Yo. I can't walk.
This makes us look foolish. I get that that Russia's laws on drugs are draconian and way too punitive. But Brittany Griner took that risk. She violated their laws, and we shouldn't have bent over backwards and sent an arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death for the release of a basketball player who has done everything in her power to diminish America and portray America as unfair and racist and beneath her. That's who jumps to the front of the line ahead of a Marine and a school teacher? And we give up a known terrorist for a basketball player?
I think that it
absolutely sucks!
That Americans who disagree with what I believe to be the worst trade ever are forced to look like soulless assholes because we're not welcoming Brittany Griner home with open arms at all. If we did care, I would think more than 20 people would have showed up to her homecoming celebration.
Sucks to be you, man!
The US government turned this deal down earlier this year, so may I ask why the change of heart now?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Could it possibly be due to the fact that Joe Biden's doing a
terrible
job running the country, so he needed a distraction to get the public off his ass for a while?
Perhaps.
There's this movie I saw
a long time ago
called Lord of War, starring Nicolas Cage, who plays Yuri Orlov, a character that just so happens to be loosely based on Viktor Bout. According to the film, Yuri Orlov or Viktor Bout's character is depicted as the greatest arms dealer in the history of selling guns.
How about that?
And Joe Biden traded this nigga straight up for two-time Olympic gold medalist and six-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Griner?
Cole, you stupid.
You're really trying to tell me that Joe Biden couldn't negotiate the release of any more Americans, so he just had to agree to quite possibly the dumbest trade in human history?
Really? Really?
I think Vladimir Putin knew he could get away with this from the very beginning because even he knows that Joe Biden's softer than baby shit.
Hey, yo, who mans is this?
Get the fuck out of here.
I know I sound pretty fucking heartless right now.
You think?
Which is why I chose this beat for this video, by the way. So I'll admit, if I was in Brittany Griner's situation, that I wouldn't care how America got me out of that Russian jail or prison as long as some kind of way was found to get my black ass the fuck up out of there. From what I've seen on TV, even if they weren't at war with Ukraine, I would never want to visit Russia, let alone get locked up there for some years.
This sucks. I hate it here.
Shut up, drink wolf milk and watch Russian cartoons.
We now return to popular Russian cartoon Shoe and Shoeless.
Shoe and shoeless. One is meaningless without the other.
At almost 45 years of age,
You're old as fuck.
I'm old enough to accept the fact that since I'm not a professional star athlete, entertainer, or politician, that if I was arrested overseas on some trumped up charges, the US government would never negotiate for my release from a foreign prison because
they know us black people's bad bargaining chips. They called the White House. Hello? We have got 5 black. Hello?
Other than that clip of what looks to me like Russian Fox News laughing at America's dumb decision to make this trade, I haven't heard anyone else say this, so I will. America left white men behind in Russia,
A Marine and a school teacher?
in order for a black woman to be set free. Because of this, whether she likes it or not, Brittany Griner is now the unofficial face of the WNBA.
And that's why she commands $7,000 a year. These gals sure do make it look difficult.
Brittany Griner must play the greatest basketball of her fucking life this upcoming season in order to gain any justification for making that trade for her freedom. I'm talking about, I want to see this chick blocking shots, snagging rebounds, and possibly dunking on a bitch or two in order to show the entire world that she has something to offer it. Brittany Griner either has to win a WNBA championship, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, or all of the above while putting close to Shaq MVP season numbers up too.
Anything less?
would be uncivilized.
If she accomplishes any of that shit, she must use the popularity gained from that success to bring awareness to the fact that Paul Whelan and other Americans are still locked up back in Russia. She also needs to find a way to get the entire WNBA to wear free Paul Whelan t-shirts during pregame warm-ups like rappers used to do when their homies got locked up in the past.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner talked bad about the United States before her Russian arrest, so I don't want to see her waving American flags screaming, because all of her haters would see right through it and know that shit's insincere. But if she can somehow become the heart and soul of a championship basketball team on some Ray Lewis shit, I believe she can possibly win over a few of those people who wish she was still locked up in Russia right now.
Perhaps.
In 2000, I watched Ray Lewis tackle any and everybody holding a football en route to his first Super Bowl victory the year after he was accused of murder. In 2003, I watched Kobe Bryant go to court in Colorado every morning to then fly to a different NBA city every night and score over 35 points a game for what felt like 6 months straight en route to an NBA Finals appearance after he was accused of rape.
Kobe was playing his ass off. He was playing like his freedom depended on that shit. You see this motherfucker in them games, this nigga's trying to beat that case on the court. Like the judge threw him the ball, like, play for your freedom.
Ray Lewis and Kobe Bryant used the hate America had for them back then as motivation to perform at the very peak of their abilities during what turned into defining moments of both of their Hall of Fame careers, and I feel Brittany Griner must step up like they did because next season's her defining moment. I'm just saying, if she averages like 12 points and 7 rebounds a game and don't even make the All-Star team, her haters will never forget just how
Terrible.
this trade for her freedom really was, and they're most likely gonna rub her mediocrity in her face for the rest of her life.
And you know this, man!
Viktorbout already aligned himself publicly with a far-right political party in Russia. That tells me this nigga's gonna be selling AK-47s at discount prices to dictators from third world countries I can't even pronounce the names of.
Because you're a dumbass.
Again in fucking no time. In case Brittany Griner and her supporters don't know, let me remind you that
freedom isn't free. No, there's a hefty fucking fee.
And that fee in this particular case is unfortunately more poor kids from brown countries with flies on their faces that we see in those "you can support this little motherfucker for 78 cents a day" commercials are now put at an even higher risk of getting murdered to pay the cost for Brittany Griner's freedom to continue her basketball career.
And that's the truth, with some cheese on it. Yeah, ain't no meatloaf between these buns.
So with that being said, I suggest Brittany Griner relax for now and celebrate her release from Russia through the holidays, and then begin training like her life fucking depends on it come January. She owes it to her country, her family and friends, the WNBA, her supporters from a distance who didn't bother to show up to her homecoming celebration, and most importantly, she owes it to Americans like Paul Whelan who have to wait a lot longer for their release from Russian incarceration because they're not famous like she is.
And that's all I have to say about that.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, please subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section below.
Peace. I'm Audi 5000.
Those who wish to follow me, I welcome with my hand.
Thank you for being a friend.
And those are my thoughts for this video. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an old crippled bastard. Ooh, 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 ooh. I ain't too proud to beg for your money, so like, share, and subscribe.